Good day viewers, welcome to Basic English video. This is Zahangir Alom for you. Today I'm going to discuss an important topic, that is right forms of verbs. Today I will share with you some important techniques that will help you to a great extent to solve the problem related to right forms of verbs. So stay with me and enjoy the video till the end to get a clear concept about the new techniques and tips on the use of right forms of verbs. So let's start. Before we discuss the main topics, let's have an overview of the different forms of verbs. Basically there are 7 forms of verbs, though you will get only 3 forms of verbs in different books. So let's have a look of these forms, that means the 7 forms of the verbs. So the first one is the base form, the second one is V1 or the present form, the third one is V2 or the past form, the fourth one is V3 or past participle form, the fifth one is the S or ES form, that is verb with S or ES, the sixth one is ing form of the verbs, and the last one is 2 plus V1 or that is the infinitive form. And in today's videos we will mainly discuss the use of base form and the present form of the verbs. But before discussing the uses of these 2 forms, let's have an overview of the difference between the base form and the V1 form. Though you may have the idea that the base form and the present form is the same, but there is a subtle difference between them. Let's get an example. If I want to talk about the be verb, you know the be verb. So here the be is the base form, but if I ask you to give me the present form of these verbs, what will be the present form? Actually the present form of this verb is am, is, are. So if you just want to make a sentence using this form of verbs, especially in present indefinite tense, if you want to say in Bangla, আমি একজন ছাত্র, so what will be the English form of this sentence? The form will be I'm a student, but if you say I be a student, that will not be a correct sentence. So here the difference is that base form and the present form is not the same. Here base form is be and the present form is am, is, are, though most of the verbs have the same form in base form and present form. So here today we will get some rules that must be remembered if you want to use the base form or the present form of verbs in a sentence. So what are the techniques? Let's discuss. Here the first rule is that after 2 we have to use the present form of the verb. That means you know that the 2 is a preposition. So 2 is the only preposition after whom we have to, or after which we have to use the base form of the verb. But remember that there are some other phrases consisting of 2. For example, with a view to, look forward to, accustomed to, addicted to, succumbed to, be used to, or get used to. After these type of phrases, it may be verbal phrases or sometimes it may be prepositional phrases. After these phrases we have to use the ing form of the verb, but only after 2 we have to use the present form of the verb. And here the second rule is that after modal and semi-modal verbs we have to use the present form of the verb. This is the second technique. So the first technique is that after 2 we have to use the present form of the verb, and the second technique is that after modal and semi-modal we have to use the present form of the verb or the base form of the verb. And the third rule is that do, did, does, they sometimes are used as the helping verb. So after the helping verb do, did and does, we have to use the base form of the verb. Sometimes do, does and did may be followed by not. That means in case of negative sentence or in case of interrogative sentence, if you get this type of helping verb like do, did, does, or don't, doesn't, or didn't, we have to use the present form of the verb. And the fourth rule is that here, there, let, make. After these verbs, if you get or if we need to use another verbs, then the second verb must be in present form, not in past or not in infinitive form. We have to use the base form of the verbs after here, there, let, and make. And the fifth rule is that after used to, had better, had rather, would better, would rather, we have to use the base form of the verb. Always we have to use the base form of the verb. And the last but not least important rule is that after the subject I, we, you, they, or any plural noun, we have to use the present form of the verb, but on condition, that is the sentence must be in present indefinite tense. That is, in present indefinite tense, if the subject is I or we or you or they or any plural nouns, we have to use the present form of the verbs. So dear viewers, let's solve some problems related to right forms of verbs that I have selected from different boards. So here the first question is that I have taken from Rajshahi Board 2019. I like to, in bracket you will get to set them free. So I have to use the right forms of to set. As I have told you in the first rule that after to, we have to use the base form of the verb. So here we have got I like then to. Here only to. So after to, we have to use the base form. That is, we have to use only set. So here the answer, correct answer will be I like to set them free. And the next questions that I have selected from Kurmitola Board 2019. Here the question is, by getting the education, the students can, in bracket you'll get to enlighten, and outside of the bracket their insights. That is, the question is, by getting the education, the students can dash their insights. In the bracket you will get to enlighten. Here enlighten means to enrich yourself with the light of education. So here you will get, before the blank you will get a model auxiliary, that is can, and after can we have to use the base form of the verb. So here the answer will be, by getting the education, the students can enlighten their insight. The next question, that is question number 3, that I have taken from Borishal Board. That means the question has come 2 times, in Borishal Board 2019 and in Rajshahi Board 2016. Here the question is that he did not, and in the bracket there is a verb to prescribe, and outside of the bracket him any medicine. That is, he did not dash him any medicine. And you know that the third rules that I have told you, that after do not, did not, or does not, we have to use the base form of the verb. So here the answer, answer is very clear. That is, the answer will be, he did not prescribe him any medicine. And the question number 4, that in technique number 4 you can see that there is some other verbs, and after this type of verbs you have to use the base form of the another verb, or the present form of the another verb. That is, my father let me. Here the verb let plus object me, and if there is any verb like let, and if you get another verb in the same sentence, then the next verb always will be in present form. That is, the answer will be, my father let me complete the task. And question number 5, And in question number 5, there the question is that I had better, in the bracket you will get to stay, and outside of the bracket that is home. That is, I had better dash home. That means here we have to use the base form of the verb or the present form of the verb. That is, the answer will be I had better stay at home. And the last but not the least important, that's the idle persons who, and after who you will get the verb to kill, and outside of the bracket you will get their time are burdens of the society. Here we have to use the right forms of the verb to kill. So here you will get a relative pronoun, that is who, and before the relative pronoun you will get a noun, that is the idle persons. Here the idle persons are the antecedent of who. So here we have to use the verbs according to the subject before the relative pronoun, that is the idle person. This one is the main subject, and this is a proven fact of the society. So that in case of fact we have to use the base form of the verb. So this is in rule number 6, that is if the sentence is present infinite tense, then we have to use the present form of the verb after the subjects that I have mentioned in rule number 6. See the rule number 6, and here you will get the answer. The idle persons who kill their time are the burdens of society. These are all. Here are some other examples for your practice. And if you get any problems or any questions during solving these problems, please write down in our description box. And if you think this video are very much helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe our channel